Hello everyone, this is Alan Whitford speaking with Lennart Sloof from Deloitte in Holland for one of our RCEURO Recruitment Thought Leader Conversations. Hello Lennart, how are you today?
I'm doing fine, Alan. Thank you very much.
Right, Lennart, thanks very much for joining us for this conversation. And what I'd like to do is just give people a little bit of an idea of who you are, maybe what it is that you do a little bit, and then we'll
Okay.
talk about what you're going to be doing on November 30th here in London as part of the Social Recruiting Conference.
All right.
Well, Lennart, who are you? What do you do?
Well, I've been working for Deloitte for almost 2 years now, and I've started off within the e-recruitment team. Recently, we have changed our names into the online employer marketing team. And basically, what we do and what my team is supposed to do is making sure that we are doing the online marketing for all the Deloitte requisitions and events that we have. The core thing is the career site, which we have created ourselves exactly a year from now. And a new career site is all interactive with social media. The thing that we try to do is telling all the specific target groups that we have, showing them what working with Deloitte is all about. So we are not telling them that Deloitte is the best organization and you should work for us. And if you choose another employer, then you totally don't get it. But we just put evidence out there so you can make up your mind for yourself to see if you fit the Deloitte culture. Around this career site, we have the social media channels that we are currently using, which are, of course, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and the Dutch equivalent of Facebook called Hives. All those social media channels are little communities on their own, but they are also used for generating specific traffic to specific parts of the career site. And my team is responsible for content management, but we also monitor every action thanks to Google Analytics, of course, and also TweetDeck offers you some possibilities of doing that. And we also measure everything on conversion. That's in very short.
That's fantastic. So, are you engaging directly with employees? So, if I'm an employee of Deloitte in Holland, do I put up a video about, hey, this is Al, this is what it's like to work here, or is it, in a more ad hoc way?
For this moment, it's sort of ad hoc,
Hmm.
but we are trying to make it. We are trying to make sure that all Deloitters are also adding content to it. But we still have a long road to follow. For now, we try to find the people within Deloitte who have interesting stories to tell and who are not too shy to present themselves online. So what we ask from Deloitters, if we spot them on Twitter and they are telling interesting things about their own careers, we ask them for permission if we can show their tweets also on our career site. The other thing that we do is that we have 5,000 very capable people who are working on really nice projects. So my team is also filled with the type of journalist people. We try to find those scoops within the organization and ask people to blog about it. At this point, we have almost 12 people who are blogging every month, and we also put it on our website and distribute it through the social media channels, which is generating lots and lots of content.
That's
Traffic.
fantastic. So that's fantastic, getting people actively involved. And if one might say, it's also a bit brave of Deloitte to be opening themselves up and saying, we're happy for our employees to be sharing their stories and their journeys. Have you had any pushback from, say, legal or marketing about this issue?
They are, looking over my shoulder, so to speak, but they still do not have a grasp of the whole situation on social media. It's a new phenomenon, but still, people don't control what is being said about Deloitte or about the specific projects that we are doing anyway. I mean, you cannot control your people when they're out on some party or in a bar having a beer and a chat.
Yeah.
There's no control. But what we are trying to do is create an environment where we put evidence out there. So basically, you regulate it. You know if there's any troubles, where to look. But so far, we have not run into any troubles at all. The Deloitte people who are providing us with information about what they're doing, about their projects, about their jobs, they are very aware of the things they can say and the things they can't. And if they say something that's a bit not in line with the policy, it's not intentional. It's always the situation where they haven't thought about what they were saying.
Of course, and I think that's fantastic, the openness. I look back in time, Microsoft started doing this about 10 years ago by opening up the blogging arena, and it became a great recruitment channel. And in fact, a couple of their people became, blogging stars, if you will, in the early days.
Yeah.
What about sort of interaction with Deloitte and other parts of the world? Have you had any interaction with, say, Richard Long down in New Zealand, who's done some great stuff on the graduate side, or with colleagues here in the UK?
Yes, I'm participating in monthly calls with the global team. And the global team is also trying to get all best practices together and implement that on a global basis. But that's it's a very hard and difficult task, because things that might work in the US don't specifically work for the market in Holland, because there's also a cultural element.
Right.
And global team really needs to be aware of that fact also.
Yeah. I'm interested that you mentioned Hives. I know Hives. In fact, I'm a member of Hives. Not that I do it. Yeah. Hey, I spent a lot of time in Holland and Belgium. So, but the sense I have with a lot of people is that Hives is still much more about my friendly conversations rather than possibly work related. Has that been changing?
No, that has not been changing, but it's also still a valuable channel for us. But the nature of the information that we put out there is very different from the nature of the information that we put out on LinkedIn, for example. We can still talk about the same subject on both platforms, but the way we present the information is totally different from each other.
Yeah. And I think it's the same. I think what you've hit on is a very good point, that you have to have the right message for each channel.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And also, Hives reaches a lot of young people, of course. And those young people are going to college or in their final years of college, still try to make up their minds on what they should do next as their first career move. And then we also try to engage with them on a pretty young level.
And that's fantastic. It's about setting up your future employees, and I think you're going to have a lot of synergy. That, for example, at the Social Recruiting Conference in London on the 30th with Matt Jeffrey from Electronic Arts. Yeah. Because they built their Facebook profile a year or more before they started doing anything about recruitment content.
Yeah.
To build that community. So let's talk about it. I'm really excited. You're flying over to London to take part in the conference. What are you going to share with us? You're going to be able to go online and show us a bit of how this actually works, for example?
Basically, I'm going to be very egocentric and I'll only talk about the situation in Deloitte. I'm not trying to tell them this is what you should do. I'm only going to show them what it is that we are doing at this point.
Yep.
And there's always a question when I'm speaking somewhere. And the question is always, what's your return on investment? And social media, yeah, it's all nice and stuff, but does it work? And I'm going to show all the numbers. I'm going to be very honest and open about the information that I'm going to share. And I'm going to try to let the audience see that, yes, it works. Social media is working for recruitment purposes.
Well, that's fantastic. And you're right. That is a question that everybody asked, whatever the channel is, when we did job boards, when we did ATSs, is it actually helping me recruit quality people? Did you have any measures in place already for measuring the cost of hire, or did you have to build those as well to support the program?
Well, it was very interesting because I was diving deeper and deeper into this matter, and I really had to come up with a strong case. Because I'm honored to speak at the conference, but I want to make sure that my case is very solid. So I try to gather all the information that I can not to show the audience that social media is fun, because that's what it is basically, but also
Yeah.
that it works.
Mhm.
So I'm referring to the annual recruitment targets, the annual investments in external recruitment agencies and headhunters, the investments in traditional job boards, and that's going to give you a slight impression to see if social media can be successful in this case.
Well, I think that's fantastic, and we're really looking forward to engaging with you on the day. And certainly, I hope for you'll be engaging with some of the other speakers to be able to take back perhaps some new ideas back to Deloitte in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Lennart, it's been great. I can't believe how quickly the 10 minutes or so has flown by. If people want to find you, where do they find you on Twitter, for example?
Well, it's very easy. My name on Twitter is Lennart Sloof.
So, easy way to find you.
Yeah, or just Google me.
Or Google you. All right. Well, Lennart, it's been fantastic. I'd like to say tot de volgende keer.
Tot de volgende keer, Alan.
All right. And we'll see you actually in less than 2 weeks here in Holland. Thanks very much, Lennart.
Okay, thank you for your time, Alan.
You bet.
Bye-bye.
All right.